everybody, Stephanie with the Machine Gun Nest here with an important legal update. So as of recently, my inbox is getting flooded with people asking questions about the ramifications of the One Big Beautiful Bill and how that affects suppressors and other NFA items. So in early July, when this passed, there was a huge provision in there that has done something wonderful for the firearms community, thanks to especially to Congressman Andrew Clyde and his colleagues who put in this work. So what they have done is eliminated the $200 tax stamp on suppressors, short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, and AOWs, which is all other weapons. Now, normally, since 1934, these have had heavy regulation, including fingerprints, enhanced background check, lots of paperwork, lots of waiting time, and a $200 tax stamp to purchase these items. Now, that $200 tax stamp has remained the same for almost 100 years. Back then, $200 was the equivalent of thousands of dollars, and this was put in place to deter people from purchasing these constitutionally protected items. So right now, as of January 1st, this goes into effect. There will no longer be a $200 tax stamp on suppressors, short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, and AOWs. Now, the other provisions of the NFA are still in effect, so you're still going to have to go through all of those other procedures, and the $200 tax stamp remains for machine guns and destructive devices. Now, what's interesting about all of this is, you know, on one hand, I can celebrate this win. I can celebrate, hey, I'm glad to not have to pay $200 on these things. But at the same time, this is an urgent time, and we must utterly gut the NFA. We must eliminate the NFA. So according to the Firearms Protection Act of 1986, that is a piece of legislation that has explicitly forbidden the creation of a registry. And honestly, that's the heart behind all of this. This is an illegal registry. Now, as this has been contested in court over the years, the NFA has been allowed to stand, partially because they said, well, this isn't a registry. We're just tracking these tax revenue items, and it just so happens to be tied to these items. But now that that has been removed for at least those items that I mentioned before, there is no reason at all for the NFA to even exist. It is, by definition, an illegal registry. Now, we know the ATF is maintaining an illegal registry overall. I mean, the 4473 is contributing to that. And if you look in some of my prior videos, I discuss at length the issues with 4473s constitutionally and the efforts to digitize those files and how that is completely creating a searchable illegal registry. So I encourage you to watch some of my old videos to get a little more details about that. But right now, time is of the essence, and while we have this administration that is more favorable than not to the Second Amendment, we must eliminate the NFA, because right now, if these items are still NFA items, there's nothing stopping a new class of congressmen from coming in and reinstituting the tax. And there's nothing from stopping them not only from reinstituting it, but to increasing it. I mean, they could make it whatever they want. We're on this horrible ride of a pendulum swing from one side to the next, and it seems like the protections and the provisions of the Constitution are being completely eliminated. What we're supposed to have in our Bill of Rights, in our Second Amendment, is this assurance that any federal laws are not going to run counter to that. And unfortunately, the NFA existing at all, especially for so long, is kind of spitting in the face of the foundation of our freedoms. So anyway, what this means for you, you don't have to pay the $200 tax stamp on suppressors, short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, and AOWs. You still have to go through all those other steps, but I'd love to encourage you, please reach out to your legislators. Tell them the time is now. We have to completely gut the NFA. There's no reason for it to exist. Ultimately, we know the ATF itself should be abolished, but we got to gut the NFA while the time is right. So reach out to your senators, and I'll keep you updated. As of January 1st, this goes into effect. I'll let you know if anything changes.